Hello everyone, and today I am going to view my Yu-Gi-Oh custom cards. Now, they came out of this printer, which I printed. I also created my custom cards. So let's go. Normal monsters. This is for my deck. This is the main deck. False King of Manter. It is a level 5 monster with 2,000 attack and 1,530 defense. It's actually just like the other monster, but it's actually just that. It looks cringe, but some of these monsters are strong. Next one is Dark Spark Manter, a level 5 monster with 1,610 attack and 1,460 defense points. Next one is Manter Attack Force, which is another normal monster with 2,300 attack and 2,200 defense, and is a level 4. Kind of crazy for a level 4. Next we got Axe Manter, 1,700 attack and 1,150 defense for a level 4. It's just like Axe Raider. This is almost the same score as Robotic Knight, but its stats are swapped. I just made it better because I like the high attacks better. Same with the Manter Abyss. It's like Shining Abyss and Robotic Knight. Alright, next one. Effect monsters. Spark Manter, a level 5 monster. I made a level 5 instead of level 4 because I wanted to make it like that zombie dragon, who actually is Crawling Dragon 2. Sword Manter. Actually, Crawling Dragon 1 is like a level 5. Sword Manter is a level 6 monster with that same stats as Sword Stalker. It's not the same stats as Battle Ox, but it has higher stats. It's actually based on the old cards made by Kazuki Takahashi. Next one is Dry Manter. It has the same ones as Dry Gumo except defense. But its effect says, when this card declares an attack, toss a coin and call it. If you call it wrong, your opponent loses half of it. Like, it's the same thing of you losing it, but your opponent does it. So it does inflict pricing damage. This one, when it's sent to the graveyard, you draw 2 cards, but you have to banish 1 monster from your opponent's graveyard. This one, you have to target one face-up monster, change the battle position of that target. After it 3 times, just negate the effect of all monsters, spells, and traps, including graveyard effects. Alright, next one. Doom Manter. Doom Manter has a high effect. It says once per turn, you can target all monsters your opponent controls. Banish those targets your opponent cannot activate a trap the turn you activate this effect. You must control this face-up attack position monster to activate its effect and to resolve this effect. The banished monster then is back into the opponent's field during the 9th stand phase. After activated, this card gains 500 attack points until the end of this turn. That means its attack points will be 1,100. Next one, Manter Gall. It's like Shadow Gall, but it has another effect. It says, when it's in the graveyard, you take 0 damage from an opponent's attack. So, including direct attacks, when it's in the graveyard, you take no damage at all. So, yeah. It's only during battle phase, except other phases, just in battle phase. For Manter Trooper, it is a level 3 monster, and it's a tuner monster with 1,900 attack and 400 defense, but it's actually a great effect. So you must send like 3 to 5 cards, then send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. It gains 1,000 attack points for every card sent there. So if it's free, then that means it gains 3,000 attack. That would be 4,900 attack. But if it's 5, 6,900 attack. Like, it's a crazy card. Well, when it's destroyed, you draw 2 cards. Chainsaw Manter has an effect. It's just like Chainsaw Insect's effect, but its other effect is when it's special summoned, you have to draw 2 cards and inflict 500 damage. Manter the Dark has a very interesting effect. It's better than Zombora the Dark, but it actually gains 200 attack instead of losing 200 attack. Oh, and once it destroys a monster by battle, the opponent takes 200 damage when this card is special summoned. Next one, Dark Manter level 4. I also have Dark Manter level 6. And this one says, until the end phase, you can send this card to the graveyard to special summon Dark Manter level 6 by banishing 1 dark monster from your deck. Dark Manter level 6 says it banishes Dark Manter level 4 to destroy all cards in the field except this card. It cannot attack the turn it activates effect. First, this is my ace of this deck. Cybertech Manter. It's like Cybertech Alligator, but it has the same effects as Cyber Dragon, Cyber Twin Dragon, and Cyber End Dragon. But look at this. So, it controls a monster. Your opponent controls a monster. You can special summon this card. It can also attack twice, and it can also inflict pricing damage. Next one is Ritual Monsters. The first Ritual monster we have is Flame Wing Manter, and it has a long effect. It has the same effects as the other Flame Wing Man, who is a level 8 monster, instead of a level 6, but it does have an interesting effect. That means you could actually add a level 7 Manter monster or lower from your deck to your hand. Thunder Manter has the same effects as Thunder Giant, but it has to be Ritual summoned instead of Fusion. Spell cards. Now, anyways, for spells, we have Lightning Bolt's Ritual. This is for Thunder Manter. Sage of Manter. You have to add one spell with Manter on its text from your deck to your hand. Axe of Manter of Despair, I meant. The equipped monster gains 4,000 attack. Pot of Manter. You have to draw a card for each Manter card in your graveyard. Manter monsters only. Manter World. So, it's a field spell. And it says, if a Manter monster attacks a monster that has a higher attack, the attacking Manter monster gains 3,000 attack. But anyways, once per turn during your main phase, if you control this card, you can target one monster in your graveyard that was destroyed by battle and special summon that target. It has to be a Manter monster, by the way. Manter Evasion is also a field spell for some reason. It's supposed to be a field spell. Anyways, it says, monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. I mean, that's dumb, but still great. Manter's Arc. So it says, if this card is destroyed, special summon a level 6 or lower Manter monster from your deck with 2,500 attack or lower. While this card is in your graveyard, all monsters you control gain 500 attack. It's a pretty cool one, huh? Next one is Manter Fusion. So it's a quick play spell, so you can summon a fusion monster with Manter on its name from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. The materials have to have Manter on its text. Because it must. That's the rule for Manter Fusion. So after you activate this quick play spell, it ends your opponent's battle phase if you activate it during your opponent's battle phase. Next one is Sky High Ritual. This is for Flame Wing Manter. So it says, this card is used for ritual summon. Yeah. This is a Manter always draws. Now, this may be a long card, but it says you can special summon 4 Manter monsters or lower, like, ignoring its summoning conditions. Like, here's an example. You can also summon them from your extra deck, but you can only summon them if they could be special summoned by other ways. Just like this card, I guess. And that card says this must be XC summoned, and the only cards you can summon from the extra deck by other ways is Dark Fluid Manter, Axe Saber Manter, and Chaos Manter. Or other cards that can't be normal summon or set. So anyways, you can also ignore its summoning conditions. Now it's trap cards. First one, Manter Signal. It's like Hero Signal, but instead of Elemental Hero, it's Manter. Yeah, it's basically copycat deck, but still, it's pretty more powerful. One shot is not a copycat. It says your opponent takes 1,1,0,0,0 damage. And it's only if you don't have any monsters on the field, but your opponent does. I mean, that card is really OP. In case your opponent destroys it with Mystical Space Typhoon, it's well, it cannot be negated by card effects unless you have Dust Tornado. Next one is Manter Legendary Negate Shield. It's like Negate Attack, but you gain 9,000 life points after you negate the attack. Jar of Manter. It's a trap card that lets you draw 2 cards from your deck. Kind of like Pot of Greed. Next one is Manter Device. It's just like Compulsive Evacuation Device, but instead of going to the hand, it goes to the graveyard and negates the graveyard effects. Kinda cool, right? Now, the False King of Primes, it's a Manter card, but it's just not a really Manter card, but it says you must pay 50 life points to send 1 dark monster to the graveyard to send the top 1 or 4 cards from your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Your opponent takes 300 damage for each card sent by the card effects. Next one is a Manter's Novel. Now, this trap lets you add a card from your deck to your hand with Manter on its name. You gain 900 life points after that, but when it's destroyed by any other card, your opponent takes 9,000 damage. Next one is Manter Drain. Manter Drain is like Skill Drain, but you pay 25 life points, and you negate the effect of all cards on the field, graveyard in hand. Kinda crazy, right? Next one is Help a Manter. Now this card kinda looks weird on the picture, but it says, if a monster attacks you directly, return all cards from the field, graveyard, hand, and banishment to your deck, except this card. You can special summon one monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Next one, Manter Jammer. It's like Magic or Trap Jammer, but it's better. It can destroy a summoning of a trap, effect, and a spell card and destroy it. Alright, we have gone with the main deck. That is a total of 40 cards. Next one we have is extra deck. First one we're going to do is Fusion Monsters. The first Fusion Monster we're going to do is Shining Flare Wing Manter. It's like Shining Flare Wing Man, but it is better. It says it gains 1200 attack for each Manter card in your graveyard. If this card destroys a monster by battle, send it to the graveyard. Deflect damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Next one is the Shining Manter. It's like Elemental Hero the Shining, but it does have an interesting effect. Next one, Ultimate Manter. Now this card, when it's summoned, it gains 2,0,0,0,0 attack points. And also, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and you can negate all card effects, graveyard, banishment, hand, deck, and field if you use this card's effect already. For Shin Manter, it gains, it's going to be a lot of members. You can read the effect of Shin Manter in the comments. Now, I made Shin Manter because I heard a lot of creepypastas. Now, you know this Sonic clone called Shin Sonic? The guy who is ruined by Benji X Scarlet? Yeah, that YouTuber is pretty terrible. Like, who ruined Sonic the Hedgehog along with these brain rot things? Look, bro, this is why Bakugan is better. Anyways, it does have a very good effect. Like, believe me. Next one is Chaos Manter, which I'll also tell all the effects of all my Manter cards. Chaos Manter is a Synchro monster. So it's a level 8 monster with 3,000 attack and 2,500 events. It's just like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but it's better. I'm just kidding, bro. Blue Eyes White Dragon's better than all Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But not Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Next one, Double Duo Manter. An Xyz monster with 4,000 attack and 900 defense for a level 4 monster. And it has a pretty interesting effect. You can double its attack until the end of its turn, and it can attack twice. Pretty cool, right? Now Link Monsters. Axe Saber Mancer has an attack of 2,450, and its Link is 5. So it can attack twice per battle phase. This card is Link summoned, only using normal monsters. This card gains 50 attack. So if this card attacks an effect monster, not a Link monster, its effect is negated, and it loses 700 attack. So Axe Saber Mancer would actually negate the effect of an effect monster, and the effect monster would lose 700. Next one is Dark Fluid Mancer. Just like Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid, used by Yusaku Vichiki, also known as Playmaker. He's very strong, but how is he going to beat Yusei Fudo, Yugi, or other protagonists? Might have a tie with Yuya. I don't know. Next one, it says, yes, it actually gains quadruple the attack points for each warrior monster in the grave. No, for each counter on it. It must have a counter for each warrior monsters in my graveyard. Keep in mind, all my monsters are warrior monsters. Plus, it gains quadruple the attack. Pretty OP. Plus, it has the same effects as Dark Fluid. Keep in mind, it can also attack twice. So that is all of my Manter cards. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. I mean, it's getting annoying when people say it. So anyways, goodbye. Bye.